Hello everyone, Kirsten here. So, the whole entire month of July has officially ended and we now headed into the month of August, so that means I am back again with yet another little monthly favorites. Now, I know last week in particular I've already made like about 2 monthly favorites, one for May and one for June. That's because I filmed monthly favorites videos while I was away, so this will be it, I promise you, until the next one next month to be exact. So I thought I would let you guys know about that before I went ahead and get started. So anyway, with all that rambling I have just carried on about, I am gonna go ahead and dive right on into these 10 questions. Question number 1. What is the funniest thing that has happened to you? So this month, not very many funny things have happened in particular, besides the fact of just having a little bit of a joke with both of my grandparents, one from California and one from Indiana. And another thing that ended up happening recently was that for some weird reason, one night I was just scrolling on Instagram like I normally would, and all of a sudden I came across a few pictures that my grandmother posted, and it was just the most random thing that she's ever posted. It was just a picture of like a random corner from inside of her room. I almost commented on there like, "Grandma, what were you thinking just posting those pictures?" She deleted them as soon as she found out, but for some weird reason, she did not remember posting those pictures on Instagram, which is kind of scary. I know it was like more of a serious moment with like the drug part, but the post was just hilarious. Question number 2 is, what books did you read? I haven't had a chance to read any specific books this month because, you know, since I've been back on vacation, I've been awful with time management lately, and the fact that I've been trying to catch up with some of the videos that I've been trying to edit and try to post them on time and stuff. And also the fact that I've been, you know, uploading videos like 3 times a week now, which is, I know it's not a lot, but I feel like it is a lot to do in my book. It gives me something to do, I guess. I haven't read anything due to, you know, awful time management and that kind of thing. Question number 3 is, what movies/TV shows have you watched? I had a chance to watch at least one TV show this month, so this month I finally got to watch Game of Thrones, the newest 7th season. So I am so happy and so pumped that I actually got to watch something every single Sunday. And outside of TV shows, I had a chance to watch a few movies in particular. I got to watch the newest Beauty and the Beast film with Emma Watson in it. And honestly, I did not think I was gonna like that movie, but honestly, that movie in Pacific has brought back so many good memories of the time I watched the original Beauty and the Beast back when I was really little, I think, when Beauty and the Beast was actually animated films instead of like real life actual films. Overall, just watching that film was just so awesome. And another movie I had a chance to watch was Rob Zombie's 31. I had low expectations for this film simply because when I watched his other film, which was Lords of Salem, I wasn't a huge fan of that movie. I felt like it could have been better. But since we're not talking about that movie, since I had a chance to watch 31, I actually felt really entertained with that movie on itself. Like, just the fact that it was all about survival and who would win by the end of the night or some shit. It was honestly a really good movie. I feel like almost every single one of Rob Zombie's films I have never been disappointed in, other than, you know, the Lords of Salem thing for some weird reason. 31 was actually a pretty good movie. Another film I had a chance to watch was the final Underworld series, and that was Underworld Blood Wars. And honestly, the fact that that was the final Underworld movie, I honestly feel really upset about that, because that is one of my all-time favorite movie series with like Kate Beckinsale and things. She's honestly really good in that movie, and just the idea of like vampires and werewolves in those films in Pacific is really what caught my attention in the first place, and the fact that there was like a lot of action in it and things like that. I know the final Underworld movie has like a lot of mixed reviews, but honestly, in my opinion, I overall enjoyed that movie. Another film I also got to watch was The Zookeeper's Wife. Ever since I got to see a preview of it in theaters when I went to go see 50 Shades Darker with my aunt, the moment I saw the trailer, it looked like a really good movie. I actually had a chance to watch it on the plane. The movie overall was really good. It definitely had a pretty big emotional impact, simply because of, you know, the fact that it was taken place during World War II and all this other type of stuff. But honestly, I would recommend you watch that movie, because that movie in Pacific is honestly really good. Those were the movies I had a chance to watch this month, and I have not felt overall disappointed in the movies that I finally had a chance to watch. Question number 4 is, what is something you did that made you proud of yourself? I didn't feel like I did anything this month that made me feel, you know, so overall joy and just proud worthy of. The only thing I can say is there are 2 things in Pacific that I feel really proud of this month. I'm proud of the fact that I've been trying to, you know, busy myself with things to do before I could look for a job. The fact that I've been trying to catch up with videos that I haven't had a chance to upload this past few months, that has been keeping me, you know, pretty busy. So I think I'm proud of the fact that I've been trying to find stuff to do while I'm trying to search for a job and things like that. And another thing is I'm just really proud overall that I've been trying to, you know, stay strong with, you know, all the dramatic changes that has happened in my personal life, which I will explain once I get into question number 10. Question number 5 is, which games have you been playing? So I haven't had a chance to play any sort of video games this month because, like I mentioned in question number 2, I'm pretty awful with time management, so maybe next month I'll play a video game to kind of keep myself busy and the like. Question number 6. Did you travel anywhere? So while I was in Indiana, I got a chance to travel, I think, a few places in Pacific. I visited a few places in Michigan a few times, and I remember going down to, I think, Fort Wayne or something, if I'm not mistaken. In case if I haven't had a chance to cover that, you guys will probably be able to see that in some of my upcoming Indiana vacation vlogs that will be coming up sometime pretty soon. So whatever I haven't had a chance to cover on this video, you guys will basically see in my weekly segmented vacation vlogs. So that ought to be pretty interesting. And of course, I traveled back from Indiana into California again, so that was honestly the biggest travel, obviously, because I traveled from Indiana and back home into California. So I've definitely had quite a bit of travel experiences this summer. Question number 7 is, what foods did you try and loved? So I haven't had a chance to really experiment new flavors or new stuff lately this month, because lately I have been eating, you know, more of like homemade based stuff pretty much. But I did get to try out a few new things, however. The first thing I wanted to cover is a few drinks, I think. I got to try out a sparkling drink over at the Olive Garden the other day, and it was like some sort of like mixed berries of some kind, which was honestly pretty good. That was like honestly the best tasting sparkling drink I've ever had in my life. It was honestly really good. Another thing I also got to try out was another sparkling drink, and it is by Ocean Spray, and it is the cranberry juice flavor. I honestly didn't think Ocean Spray would make sparkling waters, I don't think, but since my grandmother found it in the store one time, she grabbed it, and I actually got to try it out this month, and it was honestly pretty good. The next newest thing I've also gotten to try out is, I believe the brand is called Kite Hill, and it is like a vegan yogurt of some kind. I got to try out the vanilla flavor, and honestly, other than the Silk dairy-free yogurts, I honestly think the Kite Hill ones is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I also got to try out this month is another Laura bar, and it is the coconut cream pie. Honestly, this definitely tasted so much like coconut pie. It's just unbelievably really good. I have been really loving the Laura bars other than, you know, just Cliff bars generally. So anytime I'm feeling hungry, these are a pretty good thing to snack on. Another thing I also got to try out is these ginger candies that taste so much like mangoes. The texture itself is pretty chewy and at the same time has like really powerful flavors from just ginger by itself. And you can also taste a little bit of the mango in this also. So these candies are honestly pretty good. And the last thing I also got to try, but definitely not least, so this month I have been eating plenty of kettle corn lately, which is my favorite type of popcorn. But there was one brand in Pacific that I got to try when I came back home, and that is the Boom Chicka Pop Sweet and Salt Kettle Corn. And it comes in a really big bag like this, and honestly, the fact that it's been consumed so much, this is what's pretty much left of it. So I can imagine that this was definitely a lot while I was away. But honestly, best tasting kettle corn, I do say so myself. So that is pretty much it for all the drinks and the snacks and stuff that I get to try out this month. Question number 8 is, which songs have you been listening to the most? So there was quite a variety of music that I got to listen to this month. One of them is by Breaking Benjamin, and the song is called Hollow, which is honestly, there's something about it that was kind of haunting but cool at the same time. So that was something I absolutely loved this month, and Breaking Benjamin is actually a pretty cool band. I do say so myself. Another thing I've also been listening to is, some of you may have heard this song before because it's been like a really big meme lately with just this song generally on YouTube, which is The Sound of Silence, but instead of having that song being sung by that band in particular, it was sung by Disturbed, and honestly that was the best thing I've heard from Disturbed in a very long time. It took me by surprise because normally the lead singer from Disturbed wouldn't sing like that in his other albums generally, but honestly, his voice was like listening to an angel. It was just overall a really amazing song. Just a very emotional, impacting song that is just amazing to listen to. Another song I also got to listen to is All the Things She Said by TATU. There's something about that song in Pacific that's kind of catchy to listen to. That has been one song in Pacific that I have been listening to the most recently. And final thing I wanted to cover is, I have been re-listening to Linkin Park lately, especially like their first 2 original albums, definitely. To be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of like their newer music, but something I've been listening to lately since I found out that the lead singer, you know, Chester Bennington passed away. I have been listening to band's songs lately because, I just wanted to do something small and simple to remember Chester Bennington by. So that has been it lately. Question number 9 is, what are your favorite items for the whole entire month? There are a few items in Pacific that I have been loving this month. The first one I wanted to cover is something a little bit simple and weird and something I never thought I would be able to do since I was a little kid. And that is, of course, using a coloring book. And this one came from Michael's, and it has like different, Japanese styled drawings and whatnot. This comes in like 2 coloring books in one. So one in the front and of course one in the back. So I had a chance to color this month, which is honestly so stress relieving that I couldn't believe. I'll give you a sample of one of the things I've colored on, and this is the one I did right here. I haven't really gone ahead and had a chance to color all of them to be exact, but this is just a sample right here that I was doing this month. I'll definitely have a chance to draw some more because that has been so stress relieving. It was just amazing, and I just love coloring and art generally, so that has been another perfect thing lately. Another thing that I have been loving doesn't really specifically count as like an item, but on my phone lately I have been on an app recently that, well, of course, horror related things generally really do interest me. Hooked is basically like reading creepy text messages, and honestly I did not think I would be able to enjoy that type of stuff. I've been seeing this on YouTube lately where people read creepy text messages from like a certain app. So I went ahead and downloaded it and actually gave it a try, and honestly I'm pretty addicted, and I just love reading creepy text messages. It's just one of those things where I'm all like, why the fuck are you not talking about this stuff on the phone or in person, It's just something I get a pretty good big kick out of. So if you would like me to, make a video about that in one of my Sinful Sundays episodes, please do let me know in the comments right down below. So that is something I will definitely be looking forward to. The last piece of item that I have been loving, but definitely not least, it is a brand I definitely use for my face and cleansing products wise, and that is the Yes2 brand. So lately Yes2 has came out with a microcellular cleansing water recently, and that is the Yes2 Cotton. I have been using this with like a cotton ball every single morning just to wash my face. And just by a few pumps from using this stuff has been so amazing lately. Like, this is the first time I've been using this type of water to cleanse my face. It cleans off so much of the dirt from underneath your skin. It's like a magnet. And honestly, the fact that I have been using this lately, my skin always feels so clean and so moisturized that it has been the most amazing facial cleanser I've ever used in my life. If you have not tried this already, I highly recommend that you do so, because this has been my favorite thing to clean my face with recently. Those have been the absolute products that I have been loving this month. So final question at number 10 is, what is something that you have learned? What I've learned is that it's okay to be, sad and down at times, because we all get days where we just feel really completely upset or just down about some things that has been on your mind, or just, even if it's for no reason, it's okay to have like a really good cry and stuff. And honestly, the fact that August just hit, I'm just so glad that the month of July is over, because I feel like the month of July has been like a real downer lately. My dog Abby passed away recently, and the fact that, you got like a few celebrities that I liked. One guy in Pacific, I forget his name, but I'm sure I'll bring up a picture or mention it on the screen someplace, but the guy that played as Lafayette passed away, which made me feel kind of down about that because, I liked him as an actress and he was just so awesome in True Blood. That guy was honestly just really great. I've also been pretty down lately about Chester Bennington passing away recently, which I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but that honestly had a pretty big emotional impact because Chester Bennington in particular, and even the whole entire band Linkin Park, played so much a part of my childhood, it feels like. The band in Pacific is what became my gateway to like rock and metal and alternative related music, which gave me a reason to really appreciate music even more further. As a matter of fact, Chester Bennington himself was the whole entire reason I love music generally now, or have more of an appreciation for music now, was because that band had that type of influence. And when I recently found out that he passed away recently, I was honestly really bummed out about it, to be honest. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I've definitely made a post about that. So if you haven't already, definitely follow me on Instagram because that is where I post things more often, And other things that also have been getting me down recently is the fact that, my aunt and a few of my cousins end up moving out of state recently, which has been a pretty big bummer. And of course, this July was the 2nd anniversary of my dad passing away, so I'm sorry that this month has been really depressing for you guys to hear, but there was nothing good that came out of the month of July, and I'm just really glad that that month is over in Pacific. So that is pretty much it for everything I had to share on this whole entire month of July. I know this month was kind of like depressing towards the end of everything I've learned, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on what I had to share personally and things like that. So if you did, be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, to become a part of my army of darkness, and of course, you will be updated with a brand new video every single Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So that is pretty much it. And if you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking to the end of this video. You guys are honestly so awesome for doing that. All these things will definitely help me out in the long run. Have a completely chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.